Hello everyone, welcome to Simplified Learning, and today we are going to take a look at multiple choice questions from the subject Building, Planning and Drawing. And the questions are going to be based on principles of planning, and the questions are going to be image based. So we know very well that there are several principles of planning in BPD, that is Building, Planning and Drawing, such as aspect is there, then prospect is there, then privacy, grouping, flexibility, furniture requirement, all right, circulation, orientation, all these principles of planning are there in this subject, and we will try to observe, find out what exact principle of planning has been used in a specific question, or what principle of planning should be followed to get the best out of that structure, or let's say that building, residential building or whatever building kind that is there in the question. So let's go to question number 1, and we have two diagrams. And the question is saying in diagram A and B, which principles of building planning are being represented? Now there are several options. Okay, four options are there: prospect, aspect, circulation, prospect, aspect, prospect, grouping, and prospect. Now let's focus on the diagrams themselves. See, when we are looking at diagram A, then we can clearly see sunlight and wind. These two natural elements are making their way into that structure. Means whatever natural elements are out there, such as light, that is sunlight, natural light is there, and wind, fresh air is there, they are being allowed in the structure, or orientation of that building is made in such a way that these things can be allowed, or let's say they are being let in. Thereby, maintaining this specific thing is called as aspect. Okay, letting the natural elements enter into your structure, it's called as aspect. And the second thing, here we can see the user or the client of the building or the owner of the building can see this lawn garden, means this landscaping can be seen from inside the building. Okay, whenever we can observe a good aesthetic, or let's say pleasant view from inside the structure, that principle which is being followed here is called as prospect. Thereby, what aspect is and what prospect is, see, when we are letting in the natural elements, it is called as aspect. And when we are looking at the natural element, let's say some scenery is there, let's say in case we are having a beach house, then the windows and the doors, all these openings should be in such a way that the external beauty can be seen, can be observed from inside of the building. It is called as prospect. Thereby, the option should be what? Aspect and prospect respectively. Option C stand as the answer, aspect and prospect respectively. In diagram A, aspect is being followed, and in diagram B, prospect is being followed. All right. See, when we is looking at aspect, what we can see here, letting maximum natural elements such as sunlight and ventilation, or let's say wind, fresh air inside the building, it is called as aspect. And when we are saying that we can have pleasant view of outside scenery, then it should be called as what? Prospect. Okay, so this is aspect and this is prospect. Letting things in, aspect. Looking at the things, prospect. All right, so this should be clear with the principles aspect and prospect. Now let's go to question next. All right, out of the following schemes, which arrangement of door ensures maximum privacy? Means which principle we are looking at? We are looking at privacy of the structure. Now see, from the given four option, we can clearly see that there are four rooms, and in those four rooms, door arrangement has been made. And yes, the door arrangement is going to hinder, or let's say maintain the privacy. Okay, either it is going to hinder the privacy or it is going to maintain the privacy. Door is necessary in the room, but placement of the door will be deciding how much privacy is being maintained for that structure, or let's say that space of the building, or let's say that room. Now let's see one by one. In this option A, what is being done? On the longer side of the room, the door has been provided in the mid. Means this much portion is going to get exposed. Thereby, privacy is very less. Only this much section is having privacy. Then in option B, the shorter side is having door placement. So again, in this case, maximum space will not be having privacy. Only this much portion is going to retain or maintain the privacy of that room. Then on the shorter side, again, the door placement has been made to either side, but still maximum area is visible. Okay, whenever we are looking at maximum area is visible, to whom? It will be visible to the external person who is standing outside of the room will be having complete view like this. only this much area is going to be private. This small area is going to maintain the privacy. But if we look at diagram C, option C, we can clearly see if someone stands over here, only this much of portion gets exposed to that person who is standing outside the door. Okay, this large area is being kept private. This is maintaining the privacy. That is what the requirement of client or anyone is, right? So option C is going to be the answer. Maximum privacy is being ensured by this arrangement which is made in option C. Okay, again in the next slide we will be looking at this specific explanation. See, this much area is getting exposed to user over here, external, no, not exactly user, external person. Okay, over here we can see area is getting exposed. Only in case of C, maximum area is protected from external vision, right? That's why answer is C. Then, which scheme out of the following will ensure maximum privacy of a user in a hotel building? So again, we are having these 4 scenarios where 6 rooms can be seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 rooms are there and they are having door placement like this. Now see, if we look at this door placement, then it is going to hinder privacy in between these 2 rooms. Here like this, here like this, like this. Doesn't matter if it is the door is being placed on either side. Even in the middle, no privacy will be maintained across the room. Here also no privacy. But when we are looking at option B, the staggered position of door, okay, the door have been placed in a zigzag manner, staggered manner, means they have been placed in such a way that not the person who is standing here can see anything over here, okay, like this. Okay, the visibility, cross visibility has been totally broken down here. That's why the maximum privacy, if we say in this hotel building, is being maintained by the option which is B. Okay, see here, cross visibility, cross visibility, cross visibility. In B, no cross visibility is there, right? That's why option should be B. All right. For a road front property, which of the following will be the best barrier? Okay, we want a barrier, all right. To curb down means to lower down noise, air pollution, and possible breach of privacy due to passerby or pedestrian. See, we have been given some requirements and we have been shown some option. What we have to do, we have to choose the best barrier which is going to lower sound pollution, air pollution, as well as it will be maintaining privacy from the pedestrian or passerby. Okay, and the property is the road front property. That's why these many requirements are there. Now, if we look at option A, it will be restricting visibility but not sound or air pollution. Again, in C, what it's going to do, it will be restricting entry of some passerby or pedestrian, but won't be having that effect on noise or air or let's say or any kind of pollution. If we look at D, it is aesthetically pleasing, but again it is same as that of C. But when we are looking at option B, then we can clearly see barrier is there, visibility barrier is there. Then since we are having trees planted over here, trees and shrubs have been planted here, that's why what will be the outcome? It is going to curb down air pollution. To some extent, it is going to curb down noise pollution, and obviously no breach of privacy will be taking because we are having this brick wall as a compound over here also. That's why option B sounds the best or possibly the best fit in case when we want to have privacy from pedestrian and curbing down the noise level and air pollution level. All right. Okay. Again, explanation is like that. That tree barrier or vegetative cover is going to curb down noise pollution and air pollution as well. And other provision of this brick wall is going to maintain privacy from the roadside traffic or pedestrian, passerby, or any vehicle which is going down the road, right? And now we are having a question which is asking maximum roominess is achieved in diagram. Now let's try to first understand what roominess is. See, whatever the carpet area, whatever the area of the room or property is there, without changing that area, without adding to that area, if we can have arrangement or let's say geometry or let's say some arrangements or let's say some points or properties in that room in such a way that the room will be feeling bigger than what it is, right? Means either of the wall, if it is painted dark, then the depth perspective is added to that room. Then in case of a room where we can choose geometry, choosing a oblong rectangular room can increase that roominess is there, and furniture placement and arrangement of all the things that are in the room can be done in such a way that it will be giving the feel of having more space inside the structure. Thereby, when we are looking at roominess, it is not having that direction of increasing the area, but whatever their area is, whatever the carpet area is there for that room, if we can arrange the furniture, if we can have the color scheme, if we can properly illuminate the room, then out of the given area we can use maximum out of it. Okay, we can say maximum out of it as the utility space. It is called as roominess. Means roominess doesn't mean increasing the area, but apparently if we can have more area by arranging the furniture, by having proper lighting, then by having proper color scheme, by arranging everything in the room in such a way that we can feel that there is more space available in the room, it is called as roominess. Okay, and if we look at arrangement, then see, the B option is breaking down the room in three portions. Okay, roominess is there, but it is clustered. Again, in option D, room is taken as a square. Again, three portions are there for roominess. In option C, three portions are there. And if we look at option A, maximum roominess has been provided. Okay, furniture has been such oriented, or let's say it has been such kept in a way that maximum space for utility is made available to the user, or let's say client. Okay, in other portions, we are not changing the carpet area, but the arrangement of furniture is made in such a way that it is having some hindrance in increasing the roominess of the room. That's why option A is the one. Okay, we can clearly see option A is having maximum continuous space for utility. That's why we can say maximum roominess has been achieved in diagram A. All right. Next thing, we are having grouping. Now, what grouping is? See, in a structure, when two spaces, or let's say two rooms that are functionally interdependent on each other, in the best case, we can see it in a residential structure in case of kitchen and what dining. See, these two spaces, these two rooms are meant to be near each other. And when we say that these two structures, or let's say these two spaces are meant to be near each other, then having them together is said to have a proper grouping principle followed in the structure, or let's say in that residential building. Now we can clearly see kitchen and dining have been spaced apart. Dining is over here, kitchen is over there. Again, kitchen dining is over here. But again, if we look at option C, then we can see kitchen and dining are near each other. Then for living room and bedroom, water closet is very much accessible, right? That's why when we look at, or let's say when we are comparing all these options, we can clearly see option C is the best fit when we are looking at the principle of grouping. Okay, not only kitchen and dining have been together, WC is also equally spaced apart from this group, living room, bedroom, and if someone is there from staircase hall, or someone is coming down to the staircase hall from upper floor to lower floor, and WC is easily accessible, right? That's why grouping principle is clearly best achieved in option C. All right, see, the proper band, the proper arrangement of this cluster is in option C. Kitchen, dining together, WC equally accessible from all the locations of that house, from that floor. Okay, circulation wise, the best scenario is established in the diagram. Now let's first try to see what circulation is. Circulation goes both way. It can be horizontal circulation or it can be vertical circulation. Now circulation is what? Accessing one part of the structure from other. Means accessing one room from other, let's say accessing any structural component, or let's say any structural element or structural space from one part to other part, it is called as circulation. It should be easy, it should involve less human effort. Okay, it should include less human effort, then we can say circulation is best done. Now if we look at diagram A, B, C and D, we can clearly see when we want to access space over here from space over here, we have to cross the room completely. In the same way, if we are going from C, then a long path needs to be traced. In option D, along this door to this door, long path needs to be traced. But when we are looking at option B, we can clearly see if a person enters from here without disturbing the room, without disturbing the sitting over here, without disturbing any meeting that is going down over here, we can clearly go enter from this door and exit from this door, thereby maintaining the, let's say, apparent privacy of that room, or let's say that structure, that space, and least human effort needs to be exerted so that we can enter this structure or this room or exit this structure. That's why option B is the one where circulation scenario is the best maintained. Okay, see here, least path is covered in option B. Okay, we have been given a condition. Considering the building has a fully functioning cluster of rooms on the upper floor, it means whatever we have been given is the ground floor plan. Okay, this is ground floor plan in all 4 options. Okay, then cluster of rooms on the upper floor being used by the same set of user in the ground floor. Okay, ground floor has been given. Which vertical circulation plan is the best? See, just we saw circulation can be horizontal as well as vertical. Now, placement of staircase should be such that everyone from every space of that structure should easily have that access to the vertical circulation, or let's say staircase. Now, if we look at option D, we will start with option D. Then outside staircase has been given, means someone from study has to make his way all to the outside portion, then he can go to upper floor. Then again in option C, staircases are spaced way apart from other groups of the residential building from this ground floor. Then again in option B, staircase have been provided outside. But when we are looking at option A, we can clearly see from study, from kitchen, from bed, from this living room, everyone can easily access that staircase so that he can climb up to the first floor, or he can go, or she can go to the first floor easily. Thereby, vertical circulation wise, option A or plan A is the best fit. Okay. See here, if we are looking at circulation, horizontally it is well placed and vertically it has been also well placed. All right. Considering the future aspect and having scope for modifying spaces in a building is called as fill in the blank principle of planning, and we have to refer the diagram for more context. And we have been given roominess, prospect, flexibility, and circulation. Now see here, when we are looking at these diagrams, and it has been converted into a large hall. Okay, room 1 was there, room 2 was there, then partition wall was there, and looks like this partition wall has been dismantled so as to have this large hall at disposal. So having this temporary barrier or temporary structure broken down or modified so that we can change the space as per the user or client requirement, it is called as flexibility. All right, means if we remove this partition wall, and partition wall is there, it is not a load bearing wall, partition wall can be easily removed because it is not having that structural importance of bearing the load, or let's say it is not being integral part of the frame of the building. That's why we can always remove this partition wall so that we can convert these 2 rooms into what? A large space, a large hall. Thereby this allowance, this flexibility is nothing but what? This principle. Okay, which is itself it being called as flexibility. See what flexibility is doing? It is allowing us to make changes in the existing structure of building with minor modification. Okay, removal, or okay, we can go vice versa also. See, if we are having this large hall and if we want to convert, or if we want to divide this large hall into 3 rooms, what we can do? We can simply add 2 partition walls over here, and there we go. We are having room 1, room 2, and room 3. Okay, whatever door positions are going to be there, or continuous doors are going to be there. Okay, it can be, let's say for an institute, or let's say for a college, it can be lab 3, lab 2, lab 1. Okay, the space has been divided so that we can have more uses, or let's say space can be accommodated together so that we can have a large hall over here. Okay, so what flexibility is? Making changes in existing structure with minor modifications, small modification, not major. It is called as flexibility. So that's for the video. I will see you in next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Keep watching Simplified Learning.